What is your American dream?
My American dream, wow. Piece of the pie. You know, definitely expanding our business, you know, corporation, you know, making it worldwide.
I've experienced so many stories of immigrants coming in, and I want to see everyone have the same opportunity to achieve their dream equally, no matter what demographic background they come from.
My American dream is I hope that one day we can actually live up to our pledge and have liberty and justice for everyone in America, because America is supposed to be the melting pot and the safe haven for immigrants that migrate over here.
My American dream is for people and animals to come together in unity and peace, honestly.
The whole idea of the American dream is that I have the ability and option to decide what I want my dream to be. And for me, that's what American dream is all about.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Hi, Kim.
Hey, Sam.
What are you doing?
I'm just working. I'm doing what you should be doing. What are you doing?
Well, I was wondering what you're going to get for lunch today.
Ooh, I don't know what I'm going to get for lunch yet.
May I make a suggestion?
Of course you can.
Chinese food.
Ooh, Chinese sounds pretty good.
There's a reason. Ask me why.
Why do you want an egg roll?
Because, Kim, I saw the most amazing video. There's a squirrel out in Central Park eating an egg roll, and he was chowing down on it. It looked like the most delicious thing in the world. I figure if a squirrel, who of course is of my ilk, was enjoying that egg roll so much, then I must be missing out. So I would like to try one. I'm thinking I might like it even more than pretzels, which would be amazing. He was so popular, he got his own hashtag, egg roll squirrel. I'm thinking if I like egg rolls, I could be hashtag egg roll groundhog.
Maybe we can find something to make it a little snappier.
Okay.
And maybe we can make you go viral with your own hashtag.
I need a hashtag. Okay, please order me one.
Okay.
But just make sure vegetarian. Remember, we don't eat meat, us groundhogs.
No, I would never make you eat meat,
Okay.
Sam.
Right there, Kim, right there. That's it. Egg roll right there. Oh, I'm so excited. Something new to try.
It's a 2-pack, though. Are you going to be able to eat 2?
Will you have one with me?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay, Kim, they're here. Thank you so much. Here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, my goodness. What have I been missing all my life?
This is pretty delicious.
Kim, I'm telling you, it's not a pretzel, but it's darn close.
It's real close.
Dancing in heaven right now. That was delicious.
Yeah, I'm done. Woo! Kind of got a bit of a surprise for you.
Really? For me? Okay, Kimmy, I'm ready for my surprise. What is this? Oh my God, it's a bowl of wires.
Yes, it is. Except these you can eat all you want.
It's noodles?
Yep.
Really?
Is that okay?
I'm so excited.
I figured you would be.
Because I always get in trouble when I eat wires.
Do you know how to use chopsticks?
No.
You can do anything you set your mind to, can't you, Groundhog Sam?
I can. Okay, give it up.
You got
give
this.
Give it up.
Look at you got a noodle.
Oh, delicious. Okay, Kim, would you mind if I take the noodles with me for later?
Okay.
Oh, you're the best. See you soon.
You get back to work. I'll do the same, okay?
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow, though.
Okay. Well, that was a real treat. Thank goodness that squirrel turned me on to egg rolls. I still think my first love is going to be pretzels, but I'm telling you, egg rolls are a close second. Anyway, did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, field producer Patrice covered the vigil and procession called In Love and Rage that was put together in commemoration of children who are being held in detention. And then Brad spoke to the married couple Jessa Crispin and Nicolas Rodriguez. They met on Tinder the summer of 2018 and got married 2 weeks later. Talk about a romance. Maybe one day Pimpa and I will be there. Anyway, Jessa is American-born. Nicholas is from Colombia. So they are now working towards getting Nicholas his green card and preparing for their Stokes interview. And today you will see them play Bradified Marriage with Brad. What a hoot. Haha. Now's the time you've all been waiting for. It's time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-hosts Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy the show. I'm getting back to these wire/noodles now.
Welcome, everybody. It's Brad Show Live, Tuesday, January 8th. I had to double check the date. Welcome, Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Hey.
How are you? Are you full from your Chinese meal today?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Just from
I'm going
that.
to tell you something. That was like lunch and dinner you had there with Sam.
And I gotta be real, Sam did not finish his noodles,
Yeah,
so
I
I was forced to finish the
I don't
whole
think
bowl.
he has much of a stomach there, Sam.
No,
right?
he doesn't.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I hate to call him. I won't call him that
What? What were you gonna say?
because he gets mad.
What were you gonna say?
He gets mad when I call him this.
Shirley.
I knew it.
All right,
I knew it.
because I'm really,
It's like the P word.
really the
That's
P
so
word.
disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
Doesn't have a stomach, so basically Kim ate the whole thing.
That's disrespectful.
Did Kim eat the whole thing?
He took his own bite of egg roll.
Yes, he did take a
And
bite of
then-
the egg roll.
and
He
then
has no
let me
teeth.
tell
He
ya.
has no teeth, and it kind of just fell on the table there.
Listen, he scarfed
saw
down that egg roll with a level of professionalism,
Really?
Brad. It was
Ooh.
So where did you find this egg roll? You were commenting right while we were watching the introduction from Sam, which was
Yeah.
actually very funny today. Bravo,
was.
Sam. Bravo. That was very funny.
Well
Very
Good job,
entertaining.
Sam.
You were commenting that you had a hard time in downtown Manhattan, which we're like a half a mile from Chinatown.
Chinatown.
Finding a Chinese restaurant that will deliver an egg roll to you.
Are egg rolls
I
actually
never heard that an egg roll is such a hard, really, very unusual commodity to find here a half a
Literally.
mile from Chinatown.
I agree with you, Brad. I agree with you, but there were 4 to 5 places that were like, no,
Really?
we do not have egg
I mean,
rolls.
are egg rolls
Did
like
they
authentic
hang up
Chinese
the
food?
phone on you?
No.
Because it's like in the bad comedy movies. We have no egg roll. Like hang up or no?
No, but they were snippy.
They were very
like,
snippy?
We don't have egg
So
rolls.
that's what I'm
like, how
asking.
dare you?
Is it like authentic Chinese food? Because you know how like
I didn't
Taco
call
Bell and stuff like.
but I didn't call authentic Chinese food.
You called
places.
takeout.
I called
Takeout.
like I called like the places that have the words Chinese food.
Oh.
I think
In the window.
they wanted, all these Chinese restaurants want to be a little fancier, and like egg roll kind of brings down the cuisine a little bit.
I wonder. There
Maybe.
were lots of bento boxes. Lots
Right.
of
They're
the,
all trying
like,
to be fancy with bento box,
Right,
right?
but no egg rolls. So
No egg
get
rolls.
on your egg roll game,
Right.
financial district,
And
Tribeca.
can you imagine what a killing a Chinese restaurant would make downtown now, knowing that
selling egg
nobody can buy an egg roll down here? I mean, maybe we're in the wrong
that should,
business.
right. Maybe that should be the next Brad Squad thing. Like we make egg rolls.
I'm
cart.
thinking we just gotta roll up this whole show and just open up a Chinese
there you
egg
go.
roll restaurant.
I think we do. Yeah, I
Yes.
think we do a cart, exactly, and we only sell egg rolls. The margins would be fantastic. Are you kidding me?
BSL egg rolls. What does the BSL stand for? Brad Show Live.
Brad
What?
Show Live.
There you
Brad
go.
Show Live egg
That's
rolls.
one of our 10 pieces of merch that I'll
Yes.
be proposing
Can
on
you imagine?
Friday.
Yes, that'll be one of them. Like you get a Brad Show Live egg roll box, like one of the.
It comes in a little
Chinese box. Yeah.
that just says Brad Show Live and it's your
By
face.
the way, everybody, watch on Friday. We are going to be unveiling our top 10 Brad Show Live merchandise.
Yeah.
And yes, you can purchase it, but you can also win it for free here every day. And it's not going to be your usual T-shirt or mug.
No.
No.
Only unusual things.
The unusual will become the usual.
Nice.
That should be a new tagline for the show.
I'm excited to see.
What do you think of that?
That
Let's
is-
try that one
the
more time.
unusual.
Come back to me. The unusual will be the usual.
I prefer will become.
Will become. Let me do it again.
Yeah, thank you.
The unusual. We're a little slow there, Mr. TriCaster guy. The unusual will become the usual.
Ooh, that was a good one. Oh, yeah.
They got it on the fourth time. Jonathan and Yo-Yo Elias, what's going on, my man?
I'm chilling, man.
You chilling?
Yeah, I'm enjoying, being back in New York. It's cold.
It's cold outside.
Yeah.
Isn't that a song? It's cold.
Yeah,
Baby, it's
cold outside.
That is actually a creepy song.
Such a problematic song.
It is a very creepy song.
I really can't stay because he's like.
What does he say?
She's like, "What's in this dream?"
Yeah,
listen, girl,
like,
don't worry.
She's like, "My mom's gonna be worried about me. My sister and my dad are gonna be worried about me." He's like, "Don't worry about them."
I never really listened to the music.
Oh, listen to it.
If you really listen to it, it's a problematic
I'm gonna tell you something.
Real R. Kelly like.
I'm gonna tell you something. By the way, he's under investigation again in Georgia. After that whole entire documentary.
But then there are also a bunch of videos that came out with like 3 of the girls that were on that Surviving R. Kelly documentary.
That were like sex tapes, right?
Yeah, not only sex tapes, but at his concert like this. Yay! Like front row. So it's like.
What about, did you see, by the way, did you see, what's his name in concert? Kissed a 17-year-old girl. Drake kissed a 17-year-old girl.
That she was 17 after she asked him.
And then kissed her, gave her a hug, kissed her on her forehead, two cheeks and then the lips.
Oh,
and
said, "What, you trying to send me to jail?"
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say I enjoyed it.
Come on, Drake.
No.
Come on, Drake. That was just bad.
Okay, but however, I would still like to make a difference between that and the plethora of accusations against R. Kelly.
Yes, of course, but it's still bad.
I think a lot of them he probably just threw away and like they're mad now.
What? That many people cannot have the same story. And it all be a made-up story.
One of the ladies, I think it was his ex-wife or whatever, came out with a song right after the documentary came out. I feel like it's just a lot of people looking for a come-up.
Just because you're using
So you believe R. Kelly is not guilty of it?
No, I believe he's very guilty.
But you believe that...
But I also believe like the girls were looking for come-ups as well.
Maybe, but it doesn't matter because if you under the law have a sexual relationship or touch somebody sexually, a child who's under 18 and you're above 21 in almost any state that's statutory rape, whether she asked for it, she came on to him, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. I believe that part I agree with. The underage thing is disgusting. Yeah, you're sick for that. But I'm talking about like the whole cult, the sex cults. You have grown-ass women who are in his house that are willingly being there.
But they're not all willingly.
Well, maybe they willingly came to be in his house, but they didn't willingly come to become indoctrinated into a sex cult.
But those were the same girls that were
But there's a big difference to say, "Hi, I'm coming over to hang out in your house,"
yes.
versus, "Yeah, I'll come over and hang out in your house, Yo-Yo, all day long." But you want to know what, Yo-Yo? If you're going to indoctrinate me into a sex cult, invite me over to hang out in your house, and then I get indoctrinated into a sex cult, I didn't ask for that when I came over.
Absolutely.
Then they could leave.
They can't. They're indoctrinated.
No, there was a girl that her parents literally went and like they sent letters to her. She sent letters back like, "Hey, I am fine. I'm over 18. I am good."
But that doesn't mean that she knew what she was writing, and it doesn't mean that she wasn't forced to write something like that.
Absolutely.
They interviewed her. She came out with a video saying, "I'm okay. Leave me alone, parents."
But Stockholm syndrome is a real thing. Like a captor being so charming and making someone depend on them so much that you develop feelings and attachment for your captor is a real thing.
Hugh Hefner did the same thing.
Meanwhile, I'll tell you what the squad has to say.
What did they say?
Okay, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, says, "That is so true, Brad. It doesn't matter that she didn't give permission." Marge Higgs says, "It's a plethora of accusations. He's guilty but not charged." And Denisha Castillo says, "Don't worry, I'm overage." All right. Yeah. And with that, we got to say hello to the Brad Squad. Right? We got to say hello to the Brad Squad. Mia Montauk. Do we know Mia? She's a group member. Good evening, everybody. Have I ever said hello to Mia before?
Mia.
Hi, baby girl.
Dion Watson, what's up? Just call me Joel Deere.
You got it.
Just Kalabi. Rich Kid, what's up? Deion Watson, Ma Dukes, Christine Bennett. Who else is here? I saw Jella Shauna popping in. Dawn Harriet and Abigail Taylor Watson says, Jella, Ma Dukes, Groundhog Sam, Belgium Kim, and Yo-Yo, all in that order. Forgot one important person.
You get your own, Brad, though.
Angie Love says hello. What's going on? Carol Anderson, the Tiger, says hello. Oh!
What?
I called out Abigail way too early.
See, that's what I was
She
saying.
says right after that, she gave me my own text.
Exactly,
my own
that's
message.
what I was saying.
She says, Professor Brad Bernstein, welcome back to class.
And you get
So
professor.
I got all right, I take it all back.
Dang.
I take it all
This
back.
is what happens.
You know what they told me? The first thing they ever told me in law school.
What was
this
that?
is true.
Okay.
The first thing they ever said is, if you read a sentence and you think you know the answer, keep reading. So I failed the first rule of law and that's a true story that I ever learned in law school. I read the sentence and I said, I know the answer. She forgot me, and I didn't continue to read.
See?
Nicola Jackson, where the hell have you been?
Right?
Where the hell has she been, right? Cece Mitchell, what's going on? She says she was being discreet. No, you were being absent. You were being absent. Don't give us this BS. You think we were bored yesterday? She thinks we were bored yesterday that, I was just being quiet and watching. No, you weren't watching, period. But we're okay with it.
She did say she was watching the rebroadcast, too.
Sanke White, what's up? And Jasmine McDonald, what's going on? Do you notice that we guilt people into watching live?
Yes.
David Gabriel, what's going on? Isaka Sally, Dawn Harriet. Allie Boo Beecher, what's up? Here's Nicola Jackson replying to Belgium Kim. I do watch the show, not live all the time, mostly rebroadcast while I'm at work. Blah, 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 blah. And Tanisha, what's going on? And Denisha, what's going on? We said Tanisha McNabb, I said that right. And I got to go through these a little faster. We can go say it. Lowe's Moore.
Hey.
Happy 2019.
Hey, mama.
Belgium
What's
mama.
up, Belgium mama?
Meanwhile, Belgium mama, you missed yesterday.
I
If
love
she
that,
watched
Belgium mama.
Belgium mama watched yesterday, she was featured on our show. As part of Belgium Kim's Christmas holiday spectacular. Belgium Mama was featured, but she missed her star.
That's true. I should actually send that to them.
Yes. And Vina Taken, what's going on? And let's see. Patrona Collins, Cordella Douglas, Groundhog Sam, Shady Bay Smith, Shauna K. Pert. And who else we got here? And that's...
I just got a notification that my high school chorus teacher is watching.
Really?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Is it a lady or a man?
A lady.
So make her proud. Sing something.
I think that's going to be a big no for me. What were we singing earlier?
But now I want you to know you're both millennials, so high school wasn't only like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, correct.
Well, I still get a call from my 8th grade gym coach.
No, you don't.
On my once a year.
What?
Yes, when it's time to set my clock forward in the
Wait,
spring.
you've told this story before.
It's true. I get a message on my voicemail, and he says, "Hello, Brad. It's Mr. O'Brien, your 8th grade gym coach. I'm just reminding to tell you to forward your clock."
There's no way that's
true. I get that same
to
message for 30 years.
You know,
That's
I
hilarious
thought the
to
first
me.
time you told that story, I thought you
It is
were
true.
fibbing,
Right.
but that's the second
That
time
is
you
true.
tell the same story.
It's very true. Once a year.
Why doesn't he do it
I don't
before
even know how
that?
he knows. I don't even know how he has my number. And then it's from a do not disturb number, so I can't call the guy back.
What?
It's just like a bizarre
So
thing.
you can't even contact
I
him
can't
back?
even contact him. He's like, "Hello, Mr. Brad. It's Mr. O'Brien. I'm just calling to remind you to forward your clock. Daylight savings
Mr.
time
O'Brien, if
today."
you're watching this, send a text.
Yeah.
So we can
Mr. O'Brien
have your
does not
Right.
give me his real information. And I even tried to
Kinda
look him.
creepy.
It's very creepy. I tried to look him up on Facebook. I can't find the
Dang.
guy. I don't even know how he got my number.
That's
It's a weird thing.
Do you know what troubles me the most?
What?
Why doesn't he call you in the fall to tell you to set your clock
It does
back?
not, it's only one time.
That's what's killing me.
Yeah,
he just assumes you got it handled.
I know I have to turn my clock back, but if for some reason he thinks I'm going to forget to put my clock forward.
Does he ever remind you?
What?
Does he ever actually remind
That's a
you
great
without
idea.
you not knowing?
No, of course I know. It's such a silly, stupid thing. But this guy calls me every year. All right, and on YouTube, we got Carol the Tigress 2 Anderson.
So
Why is she
random.
2? We don't know.
think she
Andrew
changed
Miller,
her.
what's up? Audrey Miller, excuse me. AMG by LB Ice. Is that a new person, AMG?
AMG, yeah, they are.
What's
They
up, guys?
came right in with a
AMG
question.
by L.
Judith
Jice.
Timmel, Nezzy Show TV, Ann Joan Underwood, Afzale, Back It Up Ricky, Audrey Miller, Alicia Walker, Sandra Warren, Tanisha Tennant with a angel face, a clap, a heart, and a smile.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I love emojis. I think emojis, it's like we've come full circle. You know, like cavemen would do hieroglyphic, you know,
Hieroglyphics?
on the wall.
Yeah.
And then man finally said, okay, we're going to move forward and have language and all these beautiful languages and letters and prose and rhymes and Shakespeare. And now we're back to hieroglyphics.
Poop emoji.
And I love it so much. I love reading angel face, you know, hand clap, heart, smile. That's just so much
you
more.
You know just what it says.
You know exactly what it says in four strokes of a thumb, right?
You can literally have a whole conversation
That's
just with
right.
emojis.
There's a dude who's an emoji translator.
Really?
His whole job is an emoji translator, and he translates texts into emojis.
I love emojis. If anyone ever texts with me, I always emoji all day long.
You do. Yeah,
I
even
do a lot of emojis.
I've said this before, but even in an angry text,
Yes.
you will still work in emojis.
And then when there's no emojis left to express my actual emotion,
Yeah.
I go to GIFs.
Yes,
Right?
and
GIFs.
you're a great GIF
Right,
chooser.
GIF or GIF or whatever it is.
It's
Yeah.
a divided world out there with GIF or
Do
GIF.
they call it GIF or GIF? I'm not sure.
I'm GIF. A lot of people are GIF.
Does
but I'm
it
GIF.
break down by millennials? Because I know people my age, the Xers, call it GIFs, and I see most of the millennials. And you're my millennial.
I say
you're,
both.
You're my millennial.
I think
You're
I
my
say
millennial
GIFs,
panel.
Yeah.
Is it GIF or GIF?
I say both.
I find
honestly.
millennials say GIF
Whatever.
more than GIF.
I really hope that's true, because I had a huge debate about this not too long ago with a group of millennials, and I was the only one who said GIF. Everybody else said GIF. Because it stands for graphic interchange format, so it's a G, so it's GIF.
Excuse me, using your knowledge.
But
Oh,
I didn't know that.
oh yes, Kim throwing out some knowledge.
you
it
know,
stands
I
for.
know what
Useless
GIF stands for. That's right. I is smart. I is beautiful.
You know what that reminded me of yesterday? I'm going to call out Lenny.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
Who I
not one
love.
we call out often.
Yeah, who I love.
We love.
Right, okay, Lenny runs the law firm here.
Yes.
Okay, so how I run, this is way too much information. How I run my life is I never, ever delete an email.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have on my phone about 25,000 emails.
Unread emails.
Some of them are unread,
Okay.
mostly read, but I
Okay.
save them all the way back from 2011. All the way back. And how I live my life is I always go back and search when I need to reference something.
Absolutely.
Okay? So I never like to delete my emails.
I agree.
So at some point,
Uh-huh.
and this is why, Jill, by the way, I was calling about RAM. Jill knows what I'm talking about. I had a whole
Yes.
thing about RAM speed today. Like I knew what I was talking about. Okay? So at some point, my computer just gave out and
Oh.
just busted because I had too many emails. So Lenny, when I was away over Christmas, decided to upgrade my computer and archive all my emails.
Wow.
So when I came back, it was genius.
Genius.
So when I came back, my computer worked great.
Perfect.
Except where the hell are my emails?
In your archive.
I can't find it. It's gone. So she goes, it's there, you just don't see it.
Correct.
So I'm like, well, if a tree falls in there and nobody hears it, it doesn't really matter. Not only does it have to be there, but I need to be able to see it too. So then, she got on the phone with the IT guy. He's giving me this whole entire thing about graphic interface. I go, I don't give a shit about, excuse my language, graphic interface BS. I said, just get my emails back. And that was way too long of an explanation.
So did you get your emails back?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Wow.
Mark
All of
says
that, we don't even get
she
into
deletes her emails. Do you delete your emails?
I don't. I keep mine.
I keep mine.
I don't
never
even
know when I'm
delete
gonna
the
need them
promotional
again.
ones.
I never know when I'm going to need them. Even like the junk ones, I don't.
100%. You never know when you're going to need that Gap coupon from 6 years ago.
There you go. That's probably expired.
it's expired?
100%.
It's expired.
I've gotten 10,000 other Gap coupons since.
Tessa Lindo, what's happening? So Tessa Lindo says that somebody hacked her Facebook page and shut me out of here. So now she's with the YouTube gang. And by the way, Brad, it's Asset Lindo, but on YouTube she's Tessa Lindo.
That's right.
Who are you giving out your email code to? That's how you get hacked. Because
that's not true all the time, though.
Well, generally you give it out to a friend and oh yeah, and then all of a sudden now you're hacked.
Oh my God,
there are a lot of scammers out there that will send
Links.
inbox messages where it says, click on this if you want this, and when you click on it, you actually sign into your Facebook and they are able to extract the code or the password.
Princess Black says hello, and Tanisha Tennant says hello, and who else? Stacey Ann Robinson. Stacey Ann Robinson says, missed you all because of work. What? When did work ever stop you from watching our show?
And it's not a worthy excuse, I think.
No,
just because you're earning a paycheck and trying to feed yourself and your family and stuff.
And Salman Tariq, by the way, I'm going to take comment of the day already.
Oh, okay.
Says,
I don't think it's
hi, Team Brad. Look cool as always.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very
It's
much.
true.
Bevan Smith saying hello. Honeybee 350. And Audrey Miller and Ken Kibbett asking some questions.
Oh, he's back already. We got
Judith
your questions from
Tibble.
yesterday, too.
We have a lot of people on YouTube now,
Yeah.
don't we? We have more people, almost more people watching on YouTube than Facebook.
Wow.
And,
They're coming for you.
Lucas Andrade asking a question as well. Yadathid Yo-Yo Elias, yesterday,
Yes.
we asked people to share it 650 times on Facebook. And we asked for 100 consecutive views on YouTube.
Yes.
Now, we easily made 100 consecutive views on YouTube, but we didn't get anywhere near 650.
Not even half.
It wasn't even a quarter. It wasn't even 20%.
It was 250, right?
It was like 190.
Oh, my God.
So today,
That's...
we're going to try one more time. We're going to try to climb the mountain. We are going to take out our climbing gear, and we're going to go one step at a time.
Oh, that's beautiful, Brad.
It's going to be every long journey, Yadathid Yo-Yo Elias, starts with the first step. And the first step starts right now. And I'm going to ask everybody out there to take a step. Take a step forward towards your phone with your thumbs out like this. With your thumbs out like this. And if you're on Facebook, share it to a group that you're a member of. Share it to your friends and family. Share it to your own timeline. Share it to your friend's timeline. Let's get to 650 shares on Facebook today. Because you know what's going to happen?
What?
I'm going to give away 2 free consultations.
Hey! He's
2
back,
free
ladies and
consultations. People on YouTube. That's right, Afzaleh. I'm talking to you.
And only to you.
And only to you. Because damn it, you should know this already. And he doesn't.
He just typed in YouTube Squad.
He doesn't know it. Okay? Walk towards your phone. Take that first step. It's a long journey to a free consultation. And take your thumb out. And you go, everyone's got WhatsApp.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And you share it to everybody on your WhatsApp and say, hey, it's a cool show on YouTube. Go watch right now. And all of a sudden, watch all the views go up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you still don't know what to do, while I stretch for the Brad Schmooze segment, I am going to allow Belgium Kim and Yathin Yo-Yo Elias to tell you one more time how to take that first step.
You guys, you're going to take that first step. It's so easy, and we are going to do this like an NPR fundraiser style. We're going to keep reminding you. You're going to share using that arrow on the bottom or top of your screen, depending on what device you're looking at. You are going to share it onto your timeline, onto friends' timelines, and especially into groups that you're a member of, because you know that everyone needs free immigration advice right now. And then on YouTube, Yo-Yo's going to tell you what to do.
Oh yeah, on YouTube, all you have to do is copy the link. Make sure you copy the link and you share it. Share it to your WhatsApp, share it to text messages. You guys, and not only do that, but tell your friends and family to share it as well. Because if you do that ripple effect, We're going to share it to the world, man.
Right. And subscribe so you don't miss a single show.
Easy.
Can you say that one more time? That was in your Don Cornelius.
Was it?
You just kind of pulled out Don Cornelius out of nowhere. Share it to the world, man.
Share it
to the world, man.
Share it, baby.
Share it, baby. Boy, that was. I'm gonna tell you something. Got a little warm in here with this.
I get very steamy when
Got
you
very,
just
very
Don
warm.
Cornelius voice.
It got very, very. It's 100 consecutive views on YouTube, meaning more than 100 people are watching on YouTube at the same time, and 650 shares.
We're
on
already
Facebook.
at 75.
Yesterday, we will be able to get YouTube up. We can do it without even trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Facebook, we got to start moving along here.
And
Meanwhile,
also, everybody on YouTube right now, there's 73 people watching. Everybody put a thumbs up right now. That will also help too.
Meanwhile, yes. Everyone on YouTube should be giving a thumbs up.
That's
Yes.
right.
That's very good.
There's only 4 thumbs up right now.
That means 69 people are not entertained and only 4 are.
And that hurts our feelings.
Yes.
And Brad goes up an energy level with every thumbs up that you get. Could
This
you
is true.
imagine what Brad would be like at 73 thumbs ups?
My head would explode. Do you want to see my head explode? It would just go like this. Poof! All this knowledge would just go out to everybody. All right, with that said, we got 12 people on hold already. Our lines are pretty locked up, but I am going to get through everybody's immigration questions. So Claudine, Sam, Imam, Kevin, Alexis, Joseph, Xavier, Matt, Jody, Martin, Umar, and Shan, hang in there. We're going to get to all your immigration questions in about 10, 15 minutes from now. But I have a few things on my mind that we like to discuss in something that I call schmoozing with Brad. So tonight, Kim,
Yeah.
right after our show,
Yeah.
at 9 p.m.,
Yeah.
the orange dude in the White House is going to have a national debate, on every television station. We're not going to get rid of this guy.
Right now.
About immigration.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
God.
going to address the United States of America about our national emergency about immigration at the border. The national emergency that he created himself.
Yes.
By stopping people from applying for asylum.
Right.
By the national emergency that he created himself by jailing families together.
Right.
And not allowing them to have the right to seek asylum. The national emergency he had by jailing people in jails that didn't have jail beds. A national emergency that he started by jailing children and not giving them proper medical care and having them die at the border.
Right.
That national emergency that he has created, his own humanitarian crisis that Donald Trump has created.
Yes.
He's going to talk about it tonight. And then he's going to take credit for solving it. Okay? That is generally, and he's going to take credit by solving it, by building a wall, a nice big shiny wall. Now, one of the things, if anybody knows about this wall that he is going to be debating tonight, is that he has to have a wall straight from California all the way down to Louisiana.
Right.
If anybody has been along Texas and the Rio Grande River, basically runs along Texas between Texas and Mexico.
Yeah.
You can't build that's the border.
Right.
You can't build a wall in the middle of a river.
Right.
Most of the property on the American side is privately owned property that the United States would have to basically steal from somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Much of that land is huge canyons.
Yeah.
You can't build a wall through canyons.
Yep.
It was just poorly thought out. I don't think
Yes.
he really even thought about it. He just said, "I want a wall, guys."
Exactly.
What happened was that according to Roger Stone, he's the guy who's now under investigation. He said that it wasn't really the plan to build a wall.
Right.
The plan was to galvanize anti-immigrant sentiment amongst Trump supporters. And he wanted to remind Trump every day to speak about immigrants in a negative manner and get people all riled up. So they said, okay, what are we going to do to remind him to talk about immigration and just keep saying, we're going to build a wall between us. We're going to build a wall.
Right.
So it was really just as a reminder to Trump. The wall itself was thought up by Roger Stone as a reminder by Trump to speak about immigration, and then the wall took on a whole life of its own because people started chanting "Build the wall,"
Right.
and then he kept saying, "Wow, I'm a builder. I should build a wall. Everybody loves this." And all of a sudden, it took a life of its own, and now it's his key campaign promise that he couldn't get 2 years of a Republican-controlled Congress to pass.
Yeah.
And now he's blaming the Democrats for not passing.
Of
it.
course.
So now he has shut down his own government.
Right.
Okay? And it was very funny. I saw the grannies. Mm-hmm. The grannies. You remember the grannies?
Yeah.
Right.
They had a post on their Facebook that says, "That's okay, you can shut down your own government. We'll start a new one."
Right, and even better.
And I think that's really funny.
they're such badasses.
So there's 3 scenarios. Either 1, that everybody comes together. 2, he builds a wall.
Right.
Or 3, he declares a national emergency.
Right.
And builds a wall using funds from the military. If that happens, there'll be a lawsuit, and then this will drag on forever.
Right.
So I don't know how this is all going to end.
crazy.
Okay, the concrete wall is now turned into a metal wall. I don't know what eventually it will turn into something that is not a wall, but Trump will call a wall.
Right.
That's basically what I believe is going to happen. And the extraction for we're going to build something that's not a wall that Trump can call a wall is going to be the deal is going to be DACA and something else. It's not just going to be DACA.
You think and something?
And something else.
Jeez.
It's going to be DACA and something else pro-immigration for something that Trump can call, I'm going to build a wall that's not a wall.
Right.
That's that's the only way that this absolutely resolves itself. Meanwhile, service members, 1/4 of the United States government employees are not receiving checks.
Oh my God.
Donald Trump has threatened the Coast Guard is not receiving checks.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Transportation and Security Administration not receiving checks, and that's scary because I'm going to get on a plane on Saturday.
So scary.
Okay, there's a blue, what is it called? The blue
flu.
The blue flu.
Yeah.
All right, meaning that TSA officials are calling out sick in droves because partially in protest they're not getting paid, and partially because if they're not getting paid, they can't afford childcare,
Right.
and who's going to watch their children? There's all sorts of reasons why. So an estimated 420,000 federal employees are now working without pay, and another 380,000 have been furloughed, meaning that just don't
Jeez.
show up to work and you're not going to
Right.
get paid. So 420,000 working and not getting paid, and another 380,000 don't show up to work and you won't get paid. As I said, travel is going to be a little less safe.
Yeah.
I'm scared for myself.
You
Wow.
should be.
Kim?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't worry, I have insurance. None of it's for you, but I have insurance. Okay.
I'm not flying anywhere, Brad. I'm good.
I have insurance, but none of it's for you. Although TSA official told CNN that the absences were part of a blue flu action by upset employees, but that the shutdown by the TSA will not affect security. We don't know. Captain Joe DePete, the Organization for the Airline Pilots Association, the president of the organization Airline Pilots Association, urged Trump in a letter to immediately end the shutdown of the government agencies that is adversely affecting the safety, security, and efficiency of our national airspace. So the pilots union is concerned, and the pilot is the guy who flies my plane.
Right.
So now I'm concerned as well.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, look at the airline safety inspectors. My God.
That's crazy.
That's
The
terrible.
Violence Against Women Act has lapsed.
Right. Yeah.
There is enough funding that people who are in the system, those cases will continue, at least through 2019. That has already been funded. Those new cases are going to be held in abeyance till there's a deal. I'm sure when there is a deal, VAWA will be extended. You know what? You know who's making out like a bandit
Who?
from all of this government shutdown? The smugglers. People are still going to be coming into America, and apparently, according to certain news organizations, the price for smuggling into the United States has gone up to $7,000 per person now
God.
because it is harder to get into the U.S.
Right.
So the only people who are actually making out like bandits are the bandits
Right.
who are smuggling people in rather than allowing people to calmly walk up to the border, apply for asylum, make a credible fear for persecution. That price has gone up from $4,000 prior to this whole Trump fiasco.
Terrible.
So Trump is asking for $5.7 billion for 234 miles of border wall, but half of that border can't be built because, as I said, there's river. So we don't know what ultimately is going to happen with all of that. And I have a lot of people on hold here, so I want to get through everything. And according to U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, I just want to let everybody know this. This is U.S. Customs and Border Patrol.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by what Trump says tonight.
Okay.
In between 2017 and 2018, there was a total of 6 people stopped at the border between Mexico and the United States that were on the terrorist watch list. So to say that terrorists are flooding into the United States would be certainly an understatement. And just because you're on the terrorist watch list doesn't mean you're necessarily a terrorist.
That's insane. Isn't the number that their administration has been giving thousands?
That is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And before we get to our immigration questions, I do want to get to Anna Azcona, who has our first That Doesn't Make Any Sense of the Year for 2019.
Yeah.
Now, Anna, you may recall, is going to discuss, nobody may recall this.
Yeah.
So let me recall this for everybody. We never discussed this before. There's a guy by the name of Cliven Bundy, and he has sons, Am and Ryan. They are ultra conservative, Republicans.
Yeah.
They're all about guns and stay off my property.
Absolutely.
Okay. So they were prosecuted after their family's long-standing refusal to pay grazing fees for their Nevada cattle to the IRS, which escalated to an armed conflict with federal authorities in their ranch in 2014.
Right.
In 2016, the two sons continued their protest of federal land regulation and treatment of ranchers with a takeover of an Oregon Wildlife National Refuge, which ended in mass arrests.
Right.
They are avid Trump supporters, but even they don't agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies and how he's handling the situation at the border. And our Anna Azcona, our field correspondent down in Miami for the first That Doesn't Make Sense of the Year 2019, has a couple things to say about that.
Hey friends from the Brad Show Live, I'm Anna Azcona. A big Trump-supporting family disagrees with the president's ideas. Cliven Bundy doesn't like walls, and he disagrees with Trump wanting to build one. Cliven Bundy and his sons Amon and Ryan are Nevada ranchers and Republicans known for the Bundy standoff. The Bundy standoff was an armed confrontation with law enforcement after they refused to pay grazing fees for their cattle. In response to the U.S. throwing tear gas to migrants, including children, Amon Bundy responded on Facebook saying that the migrant conspiracies of them being terrorists is a bunch of garbage. And Cliven Bundy, he said that we should all just get along with our neighbors. And I'm with you guys on that. Why create so much drama? Instead, we should be trying to give them a hand and help those that are in need, especially our neighbors. We share the same border. I just want to know, does Trump really think these migrants want to leave their homeland, where they grew up, where they were raised, all they know? No, they don't want to come over here, but they're forced out of their countries, out of their homeland because of violence. And they want our help. They need our help. They're being pushed out of their country, but they're also rejected here because you're making it difficult for them to get an asylum. So where should these people go? These people feel hopeless. For Trump supporters like the Bundys to say that they believe that these migrants should have the right to an asylum should knock some sense into Trump. It's not fair for these migrants, especially those that are innocent, to be rejected in asylum and to make it so difficult for them to ask for help. We should be able to help these people, and I know that we can. Also, for those Republicans that are saying that the migrants are being paid by the Democrats, are you guys out of your mind? Who would want to risk their lives for money and go days without proper nutrition? That would cost a lot of money for someone to be willing to put their life at risk. Anyways, let's just hope that this helps Donald Trump see the bigger picture and at least make an effort to help these people. Peace.
All right, peace. I love that. That's like the whole millennial thing, right? Peace.
And it's her signature little sign off.
But
I like it.
What am I, an Xer? What would you call me?
Gen X?
Gen Xer?
You are.
I'm a Gen Xer. I can't do it. It's not cool if I do it.
If you.
Is it cool if I do it?
Yeah, peace. Yeah, you do it cool.
I don't
Kim does it cool.
I don't
I do it like a
do
nerd.
I'm not very cool.
I do it like a
I'm not
nerd.
very
I
Let
do
me
it like a
see. Do
nerd.
it.
I do it like
Well,
a
you're
nerd.
doing that on purpose.
Yeah,
Let's see like
you
how you would
know,
really do it.
That's how I nearly do it.
You would not go peace. No, that's not you at all.
Right.
Nobody believes
When do you ever
that.
whisper?
Meanwhile, I want you to know something. But while Ada was talking, Belgium Kim whispers in my ear, and she says, "Brad, are you going to run the video of you and Jenny from the Cubicle dancing?" And I said, "Are you out of your mind? Jenny's boyfriend is crazy. I will not." I want you to know, this will be the last time I ever discuss this live on the air.
Lord.
All right, he's a very jealous, possessive guy. I am never going to show that to anybody.
I need a disclaimer that that he is also a delightful, definitely not abusive boyfriend.
No, he's not abusive. He's just a very jealous, possessive guy, and I want him coming after me. So I'm not going to show that videotape.
He could take you.
Okay, and one last thing I want to do is I want to pat myself on the back.
As you should.
Okay.
What are we patting you on the back for?
Okay. Do you remember Sarah Cunningham?
Yes.
Free Mom Hugs?
Yes.
Remember we did that?
Yes.
Oh, I love her.
Okay. So we broke. I don't know if I want to say we broke that story, but we were on that story.
Yes.
Now, if nobody remembers, this is a woman that was on our show about 6 months ago or so, and she was a very devout Christian and a pastor in her church, and ultimately her son came out of the closet as a homosexual, and she went through a very long, emotional, theological journey to go from her beliefs of homosexuality as a sin to embracing her son, embracing his lifestyle. And what she did in her life was she started this organization called Free Mom Hugs, and Free Mom Hugs goes out into this world and gives people who have come out of the closet, who are homosexual, transgender, LGBT, whatever it may be, hugs from moms if their own mom is not giving them a hug and recognizing them. And it's a wonderful, wonderful organization. We had her on our show, and let's just watch a little clip if anybody doesn't remember. Sarah Cunningham is the author of How We Sleep at Night, a Mother's Memoir, and the founder of the organization Free Mom Hugs. Sarah lives in Oklahoma, is the married mom of 2 sons, one of whom is gay. She is with us today to discuss her journey to acceptance of her son's homosexuality and her own self-discovery in the process, and how that led her to understand that acceptance comes through education and knowledge.
If the church would do its homework on the history of human sexuality and what the Bible really says about homosexuality, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I believe as a Christian society, we have been duped. I believe that as a Christian society, the original scripture has been misinterpreted, miscommunicated, and therefore causing an entire community to be ostracized, and criminalized, and thrown out. And I'm an Oklahoma mom who's educated, saying enough is enough.
So anyway, this was a wonderful, wonderful woman. And we had her on our show, and now all of a sudden CNN picked her up. And she did a whole thing on CNN.
Right.
Wow.
And now, who is the woman? Jamie Lee Curtis just bought her story and is bringing her story as a full movie to the movie screen. But I just want to pat ourselves on the back.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
there she is with Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is going to play her,
Wow.
Sarah Cunningham. But I want you to know, I want to pat ourselves on the back.
That's amazing.
Who had her first?
That's awesome.
Now, I also want to say shame on us, because why did we think of buying her rights? God damn it, we missed the boat on that one. We had her right on our show. Right? Belgium Kim, you could have played her. We could have had Lowe's play her. Belgium Mom could have played her.
Belgium Mom could have played her. That's actually true.
All right, with that said, everybody's getting very antsy today.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm going to answer your immigration questions. Am I allowed to have a little fun too? No. I just got to answer all your immigration questions? All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you answers to all your immigration questions right now. And you can't call 1-800-529-5465 because everybody's called it already. Let's go to Claudine in New York, New York. Claudine. Claudine.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Brad, hi, everyone.
How you doing? Claudine. Oh, poor baby. Don't tell me you waited all that time and we lost you. Oh, all right. Jill, can you get somebody in to call Claudine back? The poor woman waited a long time. She did. Okay, let's get her back on the phone. Let's go to Sam in Atlanta. Sam?
Yeah,
Hi, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing good.
What's going on?
New Year.
Happy New Year. What's going on?
I have a quick question, Bert. I just want to know what if VAWA has been extended.
I'm sorry, what if what has been extended?
VAWA.
No, it has not. Because there is a government shutdown. VAWA was extended until December 22nd. The day the government shut down was the day VAWA ended. Now, VAWA has already been funded through a different mechanism for existing cases through the end of 2019. However, for an actual case to be granted a green card, they would need an extension of VAWA, which we won't know what will happen until the government reopens based on whatever deal Trump and the Democrats make. Now, I will say that I am 99% certain that VAWA will be extended in some form. Why? Because it has been extended in some form every year, because it has always been a sunsetting bill. It always sunsets every 3 years. It has been a sunsetting bill that has been extended every 3 years since 1992. So I expect it to continue, but we won't know 100% certain until the government is reopened. Got it?
Okay, Bert. Yep. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, let's go to Imam in Dallas, Texas. Imam.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. Hi, good day.
Good day.
I have 3 questions to ask. I'll start with the first one. Yes, so I'm an F1 student, still in status in the U.S., married to a green card holder. So what I want to find out is when filing the I-130, do we send the form to NVC or USCIS?
USCIS. Follow the instruction. There's a P.O. box address on it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Second question.
Okay, then the second question, if my priority date is current and I'm not out of status, probably during my OPT, what happens? Will I have to leave?
No, you can adjust your status here. File the I-45.
Okay, but if I'm out of status, I would have to...
If you're out of status, you would have to leave, but you would have to do a provisional waiver first, go home, and then come back.
And then the provisional waiver takes how long?
About a year.
About a year. Okay, thank you very much.
That was only 2. You said you had a third.
Sorry.
That's it? Okay.
Okay, sorry, Brad.
What?
Okay, but then there won't be issues, having to transfer documents from USCIS just in case it takes too long and then I go out of status.
You will, if you go out of status, you would need a provisional waiver. Now there are lawsuits in suit right now, suing the government saying that people on student visas and F1s and J1s would not need a provisional waiver, but we'll see what happens with those. But right now, yes, you would need a provisional waiver. So hold on one second if you need more help. We got Claudine back from the Bronx. Claudine, how are you, my dear?
Yes. Hi.
Oh, thank God we got you back. I felt so bad because you waited so long and then we got a disconnect.
Okay.
What's going on?
Okay, I have a question. I petitioned for my daughter that is over 21 from 2012 when I was a green card holder. I became a citizen in 2016 and I upped to the F1. But it's the F1 not moving, so I upped back to the F2B and I received an email on the 14th of December said it's on the review. Can you tell me how long do I have to wait to hear back something?
What do you mean it's under review? What's under review? Your request to send back to the F2B category?
Yes, yes.
Who did you send it to?
The visa center.
Okay, so you should wait about 8 to 12 weeks, and you should hear something. And if not, then give me a call.
8 to 12 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Kevin in the Bronx. Kevin.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know much. I have one little quick question I want to ask you. I will child support. I'm trying to file for my wife in Jamaica. I was wondering if any possibility, because she has relatives here. I was wondering if I could use them for sponsorship.
If you can use what for sponsorship?
Her relative, because she got a relative here, but she lives in Jamaica. I'm married to her.
All right. So there were two questions. One, you owe child support, or you're paying child support?
I'm paying child support plus owe child support.
Okay. If you owe, how much child support do you owe?
I owe like 20 grand.
They may not. You may have to fix that. Now you can certainly use a relative to give a second affidavit of support, but it is very possible that the embassy will say that if you owe $20,000 in child support, you're not supporting your children, whether that's the correct number or not, and maybe you have a good excuse or maybe you don't. But the number is the number. You owe $20,000, and what the law says, you're not supporting your children. They may say, well, if you're not supporting your children, then how in the world are you going to support your wife? So you may need to fix that. Now, a second affidavit of support may fix that problem, but what the law is that you're now giving the option to somebody at the U.S. Embassy to deny your wife, because the law says they look at the totality of circumstances. So what is the totality of circumstances? The totality of circumstances is one hand, you got a good affidavit of support from a second person who said they'll support your wife. But on the other hand, this man owes $20,000 in child support to children he's not supporting. So an officer may look at the totality of circumstances and say, I think that he doesn't support his children, so he's not going to support his wife, denied. Or they may say, well, you got a second affidavit of support from somebody, so now it's okay. You're leaving it by doing all of this, you're leaving it in the hands of an embassy officer to deny your wife. It's on a discretionary basis, and there's nothing you can do about it, except pay your child support, get it up to date, and then there's no discretionary decision. Your wife will get through.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
I get it.
Okay.
Totally.
Let's go to Alexis in Hartford, Connecticut.
Hello.
Hi, Alexis.
Real.
What's going on?
Alrighty, so I have two questions.
Yes.
My first question, it's another VAWA question.
Okay.
I had filed in 2016, the end of 2016. I waited until March of last year. I got denied. I proved 4 of the 5. You know how you have to prove 5 pieces?
What'd you not get? What'd you not get?
The proof of joint residency. The marriage didn't last like too long, and I provided a medical record. I didn't have any lease or whatever.
You were physically abused?
No, abandonment. I filed under abandonment.
Well, you just filed one second. You filed a VAWA application under abandonment?
Yes.
There's no such
that
thing.
was the category.
No.
That's what I
No, stop. A VAWA application is based on physical abuse or extreme emotional abuse, not based on abandonment. There's no such thing as my husband abandoned me, I'm abused.
No, that's not. No, I filed it under VAWA with the like a subheading on for abandonment. They accepted it. I got the prima facie everything.
No, Alexis, you don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
Okay. There is no such thing as my husband abandoned me, I'm entitled to VAWA. That doesn't exist. What exists is my husband physically abused me. My husband I was abused by my husband in an emotional way, in an extreme emotional way. That's what it is. That's why you were denied, because you're not even sure what you need to prove.
No, I'm sure what the letter says.
No, I'm sure what the law is.
Okay.
All right. You have to be physically abused. You have to have extreme emotional abuse. It has nothing to. Your husband walking out on you is not abuse. That's him leaving a marriage.
I understand that, but the letter is saying it's for proof of joint residency that they denied it. So
one second. But you're not using the right words to describe to me how I can help you. So when you call on the show and you say, I filed VAWA based on abandonment, that's gibberish. There's no such thing as I filed VAWA based on abandonment. I filed VAWA because my husband beat the crap out of me. I filed VAWA because I was emotionally abused in an extreme way. Those are the words that you use when you describe a VAWA application. Those are the words that you need to prove to get your VAWA approved. Your husband leaving you is not a VAWA application. Okay, so when I asked you a question, and the question is, what was the abuse? And you said abandonment. That's not abuse.
No,
What
that
was
was
the
not.
abuse?
That's not abuse.
What was the abuse?
It was the emotional part that led to filing it and being left, abandoned and not having to, go through all that emotional distress and all of that.
Well,
That's
it's a weird thing. The reason why I'm saying it is it's illogical to me that somebody would be able to prove that they were abused by somebody, especially extreme emotional abuse, yet not prove they live together in the same household. It would be really difficult to be abused and be in a business marriage. So it's kind of illogical to me in that way. Now, did you refile your application again?
No, that's what I was calling you to ask. Should I go ahead and refile it?
Well, you should go start putting it together again, but you can't file it until the government shutdown is over. What I would suggest is we have an office in Hartford, Connecticut. Okay. And I see you are in Hartford, Connecticut. I'm sorry if I blew your cover, but you're in Hartford, Connecticut. And maybe you should go see our office with your decision, and then we can advise you. And it's very close by. We're on 1 Congress Street, which is about 3 blocks from immigration up there. So hold on one second, okay? And by the way, I don't mean to be tough on you. I just want to make sure that you're saying the right thing. Okay? So hold on one second. All right. Let's go to Xavier in Detroit, Michigan. Xavier.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well.
Okay, so I have a question. I came here in 2016, right? And about 5 or 6 months later, I got married and all that. Me and my ex-wife now was living together for up until we filed the paper. We filed I-130, I-485, and all that. Everything was coming to up until the last part of the marriage. We were living together, everything. And but what happened? I was going through extreme emotional abuse at the time. But I'm just learning about this VAWA thing. And she didn't come to the interview. Actually, I went by myself there. So they denied the petition after, and then we eventually got divorced like about 3 months after because she was pressuring me to get the divorce over with, and she didn't want to pay for it and all that stuff. So I had to do it.
When did you get divorced? When did you get divorced?
We got divorced 2017 October.
All right. So you have until assuming the VAWA gets extended, you have 2 years from the time of your divorce to file as an abused spouse. So your statute of limitations is October 2019. Now, now, VAWA has not been extended. We expect it to be extended, but it has not been extended yet. You said you didn't know about extreme emotional abuse. Do you want to describe what your emotional abuse is, or you'd rather just have a consultation with me?
I wouldn't want to say it over the
All right, fine. So hold on one second.
But hold up. But one more thing though. Yeah. But what happened is I was actually picked up by ICE and I was in detention for a month. I came out in November.
Why were you picked up by ICE?
Well, I made a wrong turn and ended up at the bridge, the Canadian bridge.
Oh gosh!
It's right where we live in Detroit.
Yep.
So I spent a month in detention. I'm out now on bond.
So then you're gonna have to do all of this before an immigration judge, which you can do.
Yes. So my first appearance is April 3rd, and I have an ICE check-in on Thursday. So I was wondering, what should I expect?
You should expect that hopefully you don't have a criminal record, and hopefully they won't arrest you. But if they do arrest you, make sure that you have somebody there who is available to post bond for you. Make sure you have money set aside for bond if you do get arrested. You're going to need an immigration.
Arrested again?
Maybe. They have a right to arrest you every time you show up. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying be prepared. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't show up, you'll definitely get arrested. Okay? Did you already pay a bond? Have you already paid a bond?
Yes.
Okay, so then if you already paid a bond, then you won't get arrested a second time, as long as you haven't done anything. Okay. So you just show up, they'll sign your name to a piece of paper, you leave, but you need a good lawyer. Now, even if VAWA is not extended, they have something called cancellation or removal for abused spouses. So you still can file a type of abuse case in removal proceedings, which is probably what you're going to need to do, and you're going to need a good lawyer. So hold on one second, okay? Hold on. All right, let's go to, if this works, Matt in Tampa Bay, Florida. Matt.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
What's up?
Happy New Year's. I have a quick question. So I came to this country in 2006, and
Where you from?
5, 6. Where am I from?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm from Italy.
You're from Italy.
Yes. So I came to this country in 2006, and 5, 6 years later, I got arrested for driving under influence, but the case was dismissed. And a couple of years later, I was arrested in Walmart, but that case was dismissed again.
What were you arrested in Walmart for?
It was me opening up a package. So this was in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
And it was called wrongful appropriation.
Okay.
So it wasn't shoplifting or anything. It was just wrongful appropriation. Sorry?
I understand.
Oh yeah. So that happened, and the case was dismissed again, and it was expunged. I got married, and I disclosed everything during my interview about both the arrests, and I took the disposition letter with me during the interview, and it's a bona fide marriage.
Right.
We are still married, happily married, and the guy approved my green card after 3 months.
Good.
So I did get my conditional green card. Now, keep in mind I did disclose both the arrest and both the disposition and, how they were dismissed.
Right.
Now I'm getting ready to file for my I-751, basically removal of my condition. Right. I was wondering, is there a problem?
No.
I haven't been arrested ever since, it's a bona fide marriage.
No, you have no problem. You'll file the I-751. They'll fingerprint you. They may even ask for the dispositions again. You'll submit them again, and you'll get approved.
Hey, they're not going to come back and be like, hey, it was erroneous the first time we did, or some crap like that.
No crap like that. You'll get through. You have nothing to worry about. Don't be nervous.
All right, thank you, sir. Also, one last question. Yes. You guys are awesome. I watch your show every single time.
Appreciate it.
One last question is, would that be a problem if I file for my citizenship before my green card is approved? Because I know it's taking a whole lot of time.
Well, the arrest itself won't be a problem, but if you file for your citizenship while you're removing the conditions of your permanent residence, they're going to interview you for both your citizenship and the removal at your citizenship. As long as you're in a bona fide marriage, it's fine. So yes, you can do all of that.
Okay, so even if my green card, my second green card, or my I-751 is not approved, and I'm very close to my 3 years, I can still file for my citizenship.
Correct. Yes.
And I shouldn't be worrying about these two arrests, right?
You should not be worrying about it. Just make sure you keep disclosing it, but it will not affect you. It will only affect your immigration case if you don't disclose it. That's all. What you've done.
Okay, and these are not deportable or anything like that.
Nothing. You're good.
All right. No, thank you very much.
Right.
You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Have a good day.
Appreciate it. All right. That guy's going to sleep well. Let's go to Jody in Piscataway. Jody.
Hi, good evening, Brad.
Hi, Jody. How are you?
I'm good. I just like to ask you a question because my grandma keep bugging me about it.
Okay.
Now, I have a visitor's visa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always come to the States around this time of the year. Unfortunately, when I come here, I visit my grandparents, but unfortunately, my grandfather passed in October. And, I'm here now, and she was wondering. She asked me the question if there's any waiver that she can go through to, to
Help
get
you.
me.
How old are you, Jody?
Yes. Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 30.
No, there's no waiver for grandma to help a 30-year-old.
Okay,
Sorry
I'm
about
just
that.
checking.
Okay.
Yeah. A second question.
Yes.
She put my mom papers in.
Right.
I think it was about 2013, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So how long it would take for my mom to?
Is your mom single or married?
She's single.
About 2 more years.
2 more years.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Brad.
You're welcome. Let's go to Shan in West Palm Beach, Florida. Shan.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. I am from the Bahamas. I came over when I was 6 months old. I believe it was a visitor's visa. My grandmother brought me and my mother over. My mother was born in the Bahamas, and she had gained her residency sometime after she was 18. I was over here. My grandmother did some immigration paperwork for me, and then she died in the process. I went to school and everything over here. Just a few years ago, I got into trouble. I got arrested. Okay. When I got arrested, I was released without an immigration hold. And then some years after that, I got into trouble again. When I got into this trouble recently, and went to jail, they placed me in an immigration hold. Then I had to go to the jail. Then while I was in the jail, I found out that if one of my parents was a citizen of the U.S. before I was 18, that would automatically cause me to be a citizen.
Not necessarily true, but okay.
Is that true?
No. You don't have a green card.
Well, what happened was when I was brought over, I believe it was a visitor's visa.
Okay, but you don't have a green card.
And then sometime after that, my grandmother did obtain a green card.
Oh, you did? Okay, fine. So then,
but we can't find it. We couldn't find it because
but immigration has a record that you have a green card.
Well, immigration is saying that my green card expired or something.
Okay, but
and it was
are they
before
saying
I was 18.
Are they saying you're a permanent resident of the United States?
They're saying I came over as a parolee or something like that.
Okay, and what was the second arrest for?
The second arrest was a misdemeanor, simple assault, like an argument, road rage incident.
What year did you come to the United States?
I came over in 1984. I was born October in 83.
You were born 1983.
I was 6 months.
All right. So
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like you ever got a green card. You were paroled into the United States to obtain your green card, but you never did it. Now, do you have children here?
I have 3 children.
They're all born here?
Yes, I'm also married here. I'm also married, but not with my husband.
Okay. And where's your mom? She's here?
My mother is here, but she is going through immigration issues as well. She was deported years ago, and then they released her. Then she was still in jail when I was in jail.
How many times have you been arrested? How many times have you been arrested?
I've been arrested back in the past a few times for just driving with no license because I can't obtain a license.
All right. Well, license. Okay, but why? You've been here a very, very long time, and you keep getting arrested without a license because you know the situation. You know.
Well,
but you don't do anything about it.
I'm 30-something years old.
So what?
Yes,
I'm
I am.
50-something years old. I still do things about making my life better. So what do you say?
Well,
You're 30 years old.
I did not know that I had to do this.
You did know.
I did not know.
Time out. You did know because you were driving without a license, and you just told me you can't get a license. So you did.
What
So
I'm saying is this is before.
in all due respect, you did know, but you didn't do anything about it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, now
Well,
what?
yes.
Yes,
Well,
I know what I'm
I was
saying.
going to say is I didn't know about this, that I would have to go through all of this before I was arrested, and then the immigration issue came up.
But Shan, what I'm saying is that you were and listen, it's water under the bridge. I'm just listening to this, and I'm hoping that other people will listen that may be in a similar situation. And you were the equivalent of an ostrich that stuck her head in the sand and said, I don't want to know nothing. Okay? Because you were aware of your situation. Now, it's unfair, your situation, because you came here at 6 months old. You're as American as me. Okay? There's no difference between me, who was born here in America, and you, who came here when you were 6 months old. You're as American as I am. Okay? But the difference is, is you were aware of your situation. You didn't do anything about it. You knew you were driving without a license. You knew you couldn't. You knew you couldn't get a license, but you continued to do it anyway. You didn't try to do anything to help yourself until now you ran into all these problems with getting arrested. All right. So you were paroled into the United States. You have children who are U.S. citizens who can certainly adjust your status. You may need a waiver based on what your criminal records are. Have they put you in deportation?
Yes. So now,
now you're in deportation.
I am under what do you call removal proceedings?
Okay.
Right.
You need help of a good lawyer.
Well, when I was I also missed my court date. One of my court dates. Now
Shan,
listen, here's something.
What?
Here is something interesting.
Okay, now you met. 1 second. What's interesting is you missed your immigration court date, which means that if you missed it and they didn't give you another one, you've been ordered deported.
Possibly, but the judge did not tell me that. She did not tell me that face to face because I was in
she couldn't tell you face to face because you weren't there.
Yeah, and no, I was there. I came in I was 20 minutes late, and I came in and I still saw the judge, and then she told me that she said she can't say that she ordered me deported, but she says I need to speak to an attorney. This is what happens every time I go to court, because when I was in immigration, they learned that my father was a U.S. citizen. He was born here. And so when the judge learned that, he told them that they needed to release me immediately or they would be held liable. And they released me that day immediately.
If your father, now we could have saved about 7 minutes of conversation if this little tidbit of information was given to me at the beginning of our conversation. If in fact your father was a born U.S. citizen and lived in the United States for 10 years over the age of 14 prior to your birth, you're a U.S. citizen.
Okay, but look at I don't know, how do I proceed? How do I prove that
get a good lawyer? Hold on. By the way, you're talking to one. Hold on. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's when, Shan,
please.
Shan, the problem with Shan is she's just living her life and saying, the hell with it. And sometimes when you're in these situations, you can't say, the hell with it, I'm living my life. You got to know you're in a bad situation and do something about it.
She better get you.
Yeah,
she better get me.
I hope you're still on the line making a consultation right now. I really need you to still be on the line making a consultation.
Right. As Marge Hicks says, phew.
Ooh, God, I went on that journey with Shan.
Tamika, what was wrong with my face? Tamika's like, look at Brad's face.
When you said the judge said, I can't tell you you've been deported, but you should get a good lawyer, you made the
you're talking to one.
Face?
Well,
yeah.
All right, let's go to Pamela in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Pamela. Pamela. Pammy.
Hello.
Oh, there she is. It's Pammy. How are you? Pam, what's up?
Pamela from Wilkes-Barre.
Pam from Wilkes-Barre. What's going on? You know where? Oh, that's Scranton. Is the office in Scranton? Okay, not Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Okay, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay, I came to the USA in 2005.
Yes.
My mother had petitioned for me. I got a Social Security card, but not green card. I have been married for 4 years. And in October, I filed for my removal of condition. I received my receipt letter. I'm not sure what is it about. If that is my 18 months extension or what.
That is your 18 months extension.
I'm having problems with my husband where he does not pay no bills, no food, no rent.
Okay, it's a good marriage. Right. It's a good marriage between the two of you, right?
Yes.
I see one of my collar is off here. Thanks for telling me, somebody. Okay.
But he's threatening me now.
What do you mean he's threatening you? What is he doing?
Like he can stop the removal.
Well,
so I want to know if that is so.
Well, yes, but that doesn't mean he can stop it, but that doesn't mean you won't get a green card. So you and him are living together now, right?
Yes, at present.
Okay. Now, is the only thing that's keeping you and him... well, let me ask you this question. Is the only thing that's keeping you living with him in the house right now your green card? Other than that, you'd say, hell with you. Who the hell needs you? I'm out of here. Or is there something to save here?
Yeah, the marriage can be still saved if we just help out and just being,
All right. Well, I can't be your Dr. Phil, okay? But you go to church, you speak to a pastor, go to a family counselor. I mean, that's something that you're going to need to have to do, okay? You're going to need to have an intermediary speak with him and you, because obviously you're having trouble communicating with each other. Now, if you're able to do that and get through everything, fabulous. If not, just know in the back of your mind, there is no law that says you have to stay in an unhappy marriage to keep your green card. You can conceivably leave the marriage, leave with proof that the two of you live together and start a divorce and get your green card. So, although he could stop it, you can get a divorce and continue it. So
okay, because I even have a voicemail once that he tell me he's gonna buy a gun and shoot me.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then and your life's in danger, you should get out of the house. And you should because I don't want anyone to get shot. Then that's not and personally, okay, that is not a marriage worth saving. Okay.
I know.
All right. So to me, and I don't want to. I'm not into breaking up marriages. But when you tell me your husband is threatening to kill you, that's not a marriage worth saving. There's no love there, and there's certainly not somebody I would want to live with. All right. So my opinion, if somebody says to me and says that to me, you know what I say? I say goodbye, packing up my stuff. I'm out of here, and you'll get your green card on your own.
Yeah, and another thing too, like all my credit damage because he's in hospital every now and then, and once he didn't have.
So then you're gonna need to leave. You're gonna need to not pay his bills anymore. Be responsible for his bills anymore. You're gonna have to build back your credit. You're gonna need to get a divorce. This guy sounds. Maybe he's the greatest guy in the world. I don't want to call your husband a loser, but certainly doesn't sound like a wonderful man to you. So if it were me, you're asking me, what would I, Brad Bernstein, do? I would leave. All right? The man's threatening me. He's not paying the bills. He's ruining my credit. He's no good to you. What is he doing to assist you? When marriage is a team sport. Marriage is not a solo sport. It's a team sport. You got to be teammates. You got to work together. And if you're not going to be teammates and work together, then there's no marriage.
He pays his own bills, like his car note and insurance.
Okay,
but
so
when
then,
it comes to rent, light bill, water,
then you're not in a marriage. You're not in a marriage. All right, then you're basically your roommates who don't like each other. That's not a marriage. All right. So then get out of the marriage, leave. You can start a divorce and you can get your green card on your own, and tell them go pay your own bills and start building back your credit and go live your life. I could help you except for the divorce. So hold on 1 second. All right. Whew. That's another Marge Higgs. Woo.
My gosh.
All right, let's go to Umar in Woodbridge, Virginia. Umar.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
How you doing?
Yes, I'm good. Pretty good. And you?
Good. What's going on?
Yes, I have like a complicated issue. I applied for my citizenship and I got approved on October 2nd.
Right.
And I'm waiting for the oath, but unfortunately I got charged for the third DUI.
All right, so you're not going to become a citizen, that's for sure.
Okay,
so you screwed up. Okay, you right before you're about to become a citizen, you went out drinking and got behind the wheel of a car. You screwed up.
So in this, like, it's like a deportation or what?
Well, it's not going to be deportation, but certainly it's bad moral character. You're not going to get your citizenship. If you are convicted of a DWI, it will be deportation.
Okay.
So it depends what you're found guilty of, but I can tell you, you're not going to become a citizen right now. Okay? If you need help, hold on. And maybe one of the other things you're going to need help with is listen, I have no idea, but maybe you have a drinking problem. Have you thought about getting help? I mean, 3 times behind the wheel of a car drunk? That sounds somebody who has a problem.
Actually, it was like within the 10 years, and it
doesn't matter if it's in the lifetime. Guess what? I'm 50 years old. I drink. I have fun. But I don't have a drinking problem. I don't get drunk behind the wheel of a car and go. And I'm 50. You've done it 3 times in 10 years. Maybe, and I don't know you. Maybe you don't. But maybe you want to go to an AA meeting. Because that's something that I would want to show immigration to say, I recognize I have a problem and I'm fixing it. Because somebody who's caught DUI 3 times in a 10-year period most likely has a drinking problem. And I hate to call you out on live Facebook and live YouTube, but it's a reality. So I can help you, but I can't help you with your drinking problem. I can only point it out.
Okay, like it's a charge at the moment.
If you're found innocent or it's a DUI, you won't get deported. If the criminal judge and the district attorney and your own defense attorney has any common sense, they'll make sure that you go into some sort of counseling. Okay, because that's what if I was a judge, that's what I would make you do. If I was your defense attorney, that's what I would tell you to do. If I was your immigration attorney, that's what I would tell you to do. If I was your friend, that's what I would tell you to do. And if I was some guy on a Facebook Live show, I would tell you to do the same thing, which I am. Hold on. And he knows it. Okay. Man. Let's go to Kevin in Chicago. Kevin. It's one of those days.
Hello, Brad. Hello, Brad.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I actually called earlier about my EAD stuff. Actually, it got approved last year, November last year.
Right.
So up to now, I've not actually gotten the actual. So I actually put a call through to USCIS customer service, and they told me I have to wait for 60 days to get the actual card after approval. Is that normal?
Sometimes it takes that long to manufacture, yes. How long has it been?
I actually got an ROFE, so it's been, ever since I fired, it's been 6 months now.
Okay, and you still haven't heard, when did you get the RFE?
That was like 3 months ago.
All right, so then you're going to wait another 2 months from the RFE, because the RFE means that you didn't complete your case properly. That's why the delay.
But it's been 2 months already, huh?
It's going to be 3 more months from the time you put in. It's 6 months from the time you respond to the RFE. You responded to the RFE 3 months ago. You're going to wait another 3 months, unfortunately.
Okay,
All right, just hang in there.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's go to Joseph in San Antonio, Texas. Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm good.
What's going on?
I have a question. I was adopted and brought here. I'm a U.S. citizen, but I'm in contact with my biological mom. So is there any way I can invite her?
Once you are adopted, that breaks the bond between you, the legal bond between you and the natural mother. And you are not her child anymore under the law, and there's nothing you can do to help her. She's going to have to figure out her own way to come to America.
All right.
All right, sorry about that.
All right then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's go to Carlton in Manhattan. Carlton.
Yeah, good night, Brad.
How you doing?
Good night, Brad.
How you doing?
Fine.
What's going on?
Fine. I'm trying to ask a question about a petition that I put in with a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is that the paperwork that they put in was returned about some problem the paperwork have, and he's saying he don't know what happened, why they return it. He's saying that immigration have the problem of saying they never accept the mail. They never received the mail. So I can understand if I give a lawyer my paperwork to take care of something. We have some simple problem like that.
Well, bring in what you've done. I don't know what your lawyer did. I never heard of a lawyer. If the paperwork gets returned, immigration says the reason why. All right. So
yeah, and they send that's not the only thing. They send a petition. They send a biometrics from my wife when I did send the petition in. You know, and she do the biometrics already, and then they sending back paperwork back to us again.
I don't know what the problem is, but if you bring it in, I'll fix it. That's for sure. Hold on one second. Let's go to Donald in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Donald.
Hey, good night, Mr. Brad.
What's
How you
happening?
doing? Welcome back.
Thank you.
My sister, which is my twin sister, she having a problem getting her daughter passport because her child's father, he's in Chrome Detention Center right now, and she went down there, to give him the paper to sign so she could get a passport, and he refused to do it.
Okay, so this is what you do.
So how can she get a passport?
Let her go. Instead of going, if he's refusing to do it and he's in jail, let her go to family court and file for full custody of the child. If you get full custody of the child from family court, which she should get because the guy's in jail, then you don't need his signature anymore, and you just file for the passport showing I have full custody of the child.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. And one more thing, Mr. Brent.
Yeah.
This is for Kim. Kim, I have a crush on you.
Wait. There we go, Kim.
I'm sorry,
yes.
say that
Kim,
one more time.
Yes, Kim.
I have
Kim's
a crush
taking.
on you.
Kim. Oh, crush.
Let him say it. What?
A crush, not a question.
One of these days, Kim, I'm going to move from Fort Lauderdale.
Kim, you have a stalker.
And I was going to say,
Donald,
please.
don't be creepy here, okay?
No, I ain't being creepy.
Don't be creepy, Donald. All right? He said he has a crush on you, and I'm coming to New York for you, Kim.
He's shooting a shot.
Why do you have to take something so beautiful and romantic and ruin it with your creepiness?
Maybe.
No, he's not no creepiness.
There's no creepiness then. I take it back, Donald.
When I see something, and I want it, I'm gonna get it.
Donald, you know what you should do? You know what would be really
Donald,
nice?
let's see your picture.
Donald, you know what? Donald, you know what?
Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, I hope he ain't, trying to hide Kim away from me.
No.
Donald.
Just take me out on the date as well.
Donald.
I like to eat.
I don't want to give you any hints, but Kim loves roses.
That's true. I do.
Okay. All right. Send her like a dozen roses or something. Right here to the office. You know where we are, 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. All right. And we'll get some. And the address, 225 Broadway, 5th floor. Attention, Belgium Kim, social media room. And she'll get the roses, and we'll check Donald out, and maybe. Well, let me ask you a question. Would you mind if Yo-Yo just came on the first date just as a chaperone?
No
way.
No.
He's
a good guy.
He's a good guy.
I like you, Donald.
He doesn't mind a chaperone on our first date. Oh.
No security.
Oh, no, he said no. He said no. He said no.
Wait.
No security.
No security. Just me and you.
I got my pepper spray. It's cool. Just in case, Donald. Just in case. But I have faith in you.
All right, Belgium Kim. All right, I got my Denisha. You got your Donald.
I got my
All
Donald.
right, Donald. Be well.
Thank you. He made my day.
Good night.
He made my day.
All right, Kim. You got an admirer. Wait. What?
Did he hear that? Yes, queen.
What was that from? Yes, queen.
This is some show. This is some show.
Yeah, I feel like I've made it. Somebody has a crush on me, and I'm a soundboard.
Goes, no blocking, Yo-Yo.
Right.
No blocking, Yo-Yo.
I need to, not to be vain, but I need to see a picture of Donald.
All right, so we got to get to something we call social media checking. All right, what do we got?
All right, we got Annie Malley. Do I need a lawyer for the N-400 application if I have a history of voluntary departure? I left on time and stayed out of the USA for 5 years.
If you're asking a lawyer if you need a lawyer, the answer is yes. And if you think you need to contact our show to ask if you need a lawyer, then you definitely know in your heart you need a lawyer too.
AMG said, my question is about something you said years ago.
Uh-oh.
I
remember what I said yesterday. Yesterday, let alone years ago.
I was about to say, this is going to be tough.
Yes.
An LPR has to be in the U.S. for 6 months in any 12-month period. For example, March to March, they need to be here for 6 months of that, not necessarily the fiscal year. Is that still true?
Yes. He's talking about citizenship.
Yeah.
Or even just getting your green card.
Get it right.
Any fiscal year, any given 12-month period. It doesn't matter what that 12-month period is. You got to be in the United States for 6 months.
Okay.
Akeem says, if I'm here in the U.S. and my wife is in the process of getting her citizenship, should I file my papers now or wait until she gets her citizenship?
I'm always in favor of filing now, but if she's like about to swear in, then just wait until she becomes a citizen. But if her citizenship is way off in the future, then file now.
Ken is saying, squat up, y'all are looking good.
Ooh.
There's like 18 O's.
Yes.
My question is, if you filed a spousal petition but switched to VAWA, but had a work permit through the spousal marriage petition, how would I go about renewing that work permit?
Well, you're going to need to file an adjustment based on the VAWA, or if you have a pending adjustment, and substitute in the VAWA, and then file the I-765.
Stacey Ann Robertson on YouTube says, question, can a daughter-in-law file for a husband and mother-in-law, or can she file for the husband, then the husband file for his mother?
There's no daughter-in-law filing. You can only file for natural parents.
So basically, she'll file for her husband, and the husband can file for his mother.
Once he becomes a citizen.
Sisha said, so I take the government's shutdown is affecting interviews at USCIS. My friend had a citizenship interview today and she received a letter saying that they had to cancel the interview due to unforeseen events, and she'll receive a follow-up notice with an interview date. Is this because of the shutdown, or could this be a problem with her case specifically?
More likely her case.
So the shutdown has
because USCIS is self-funded.
Got it.
All right, Famisa on YouTube says, hey, Brad, I filed my I-751. I haven't received the receipt notice showing the extension of my green card. It's been more than 30 days, but I got an appointment notice for biometrics. Do I have to worry?
No, because you got the appointment for the biometrics, but you could always request a replacement.
We've got another question from Ken, who said, how should a VAWA petition be filed? My lawyer filed the I-360 for me, and he said we'll go about the rest of the process after my I-360 was approved. Is that right?
File the adjustment too. I disagree. File the I-45, because if you wait for the I-360 to get approved, it's 2.5 years before you get a work permit. File the I-45 in conjunction with the I-360, unless your spouse was not a citizen. If your spouse was a citizen, you should be doing that so you can get your work permit right away.
All right, Salman on YouTube says, my question is, how do you make your ex-wife support you if you're unemployed in the light of financial affidavit? Is that taken a public charge or for citizenship or green card renewal proceedings?
You go into court and you file a divorce against your spouse and bring this affidavit of support.
Judith said, if you opt from an F1 to an F2B family-based petition, how long does it take to get approved?
We spoke to her.
Did
I told
we?
her about 90 days. She was one of the first questions.
Okay.
Yes.
John Cena on YouTube says, can I file for my green card through marriage if I have an I-360 for SIJS pending?
Yes.
Francis said, hey, Brad, I've got a question concerning the shutdown. No, we already answered that question. Yes, interviews still happening. Missy said, I heard something about the ending of VAWA. Is it true, or can I still go ahead and file? And what would happen to cases that have already been filed?
Rewind to the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I'll answer anyway.
I was going to say, because they didn't see. I know we did, but.
All right, so the answer is, rewind to the beginning of the show. The answer is that the VAWA has been funded from a prior appropriation back in September for 2019. So the current VAWA cases are funded. They won't approve green cards unless it gets extended. They won't accept new applications unless it gets extended. It should get extended. It's been extended every 3 years since 1992. I am 99.9% certain it will be extended once the government shutdown is over.
All right, Aminata on YouTube says, hey, my cousin has a deportation order, but he has an approved I-130. An attorney we spoke with says it's going to be hard to reopen his case because he entered the country without a visa. Is this true?
Who filed the I-130 for him?
Doesn't say. It just says that he's been approved.
I don't know what reopen his case means, but if you were filed for by a parent or a spouse, you can do a provisional waiver.
We've got several questions. From Lucas Andrade, who says, in 2005, I was caught crossing the border, got deported, came back, got married in 2015, divorced in 2017, and got deported again, this time because my ex called ICE on me. After a month in Brazil, my VAWA got approved. Now we have a 2.5-year-old son. She has no income or even a house. I've got no criminal records. The whole town was supporting me with letters, not even a traffic violation. What will the outcome of my case be?
You have a big problem because you were re-entered after prior deportation, so you're not going to be able to come back for a long time. But I'm happy to look at your file and see if there's options.
And that's even though his VAWA got approved? Yes. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, Jones on YouTube.
Jones is jonesing for an answer.
All right, question for you, Mr. Bernstein. How's a person who survived a terrorist attack September 11th can apply for a green card?
There is no law for surviving September 11th terrorist attack.
Oh, wow.
But, congratulations, at least.
Yeah, I survived too. I was a block from here.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're a block from the right. I survived also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Little Mad Angel. I like that. Little Maddie.
Little Maddie.
Yeah.
Little Maddie.
I'm hoping to get an answer on whether an H-1B work will sponsor green card, but also wanting to get married to a U.S. citizen. So what's the best route?
Get married to a U.S. citizen. Assuming it's a bona fide marriage.
All right, Carolyn on YouTube says, hi, Brad. I submitted my papers in August 2017 and received my work permit in December 2017. How soon will I get my interview date? I'm living in the Bronx, New York.
12 to 24 months from the time you file.
Jacqueline said, my husband needed identification so he could work and file for his adjustment of status. He altered documents to say that he lived in the state of Illinois, even though he never had. He was granted a conditional green card in 2016, and that same year I filed for divorce. He's telling me that he's waiting for some paperwork and is just about to be a U.S. citizen. Can he obtain citizenship if he gets full custody of our son? And will USCIS find out about the whole document fraud, which doesn't seem like they have so far?
Well, if USCIS is watching our show, they goddamn know about the document fraud now. They just found out. Go tell them if that's your issue.
All right. Ademuwagun Babatune Samuel says, hey, Brad, after first hearing in the immigration court, or after your first hearing in the immigration court, how long does it take to go back to the final hearing?
It depends on the judge. Sometimes it's a year, sometimes it's 4 years.
We've got a question from Keisha, who said, I've got a few questions. Can a person in removal proceedings out on bond travel domestically? 2, how long after a notice of receipt does it take for an approval? I'm over 21, my father is filing for me, and he is a permanent resident.
If you're out on bond, you can travel anywhere in the United States because you can't be put in deportation twice. You're already in deportation. If your father's filing for you, it's going to take years and years and years.
Okay, she's got a couple of follow-ups.
Sorry.
Yeah. My father's filing for my brother, and he's at the stage to provide documents. However, he received word that he needs to provide a tax transcript. How can he get this if the government is shut down and all the IRS services are down? I've tried to call them, and all their lines are saying, call back. What do I do?
Wait until the government reopens again.
And finally, can a person in removable proceedings out on bond for falling out of status due to financial difficulties on an F1 continue their studies while they wait their next court date?
As long as the school wants to educate you, why not?
I got one more. Keisha, you are belle of the ball today.
Keisha needs a consultation.
Yeah,
she really does.
All right, Kaleem Khan on YouTube. I applied for a 10-year green card, but it takes a long time for me but I'm married to a U.S. citizen. If I complete the 3 years, can I apply for a citizenship? If I don't get the 10 years, can I still apply for the citizenship?
If she does not remove the conditions, you cannot become a citizen.
Denise said, Happy New Year to the entire Brad squad. I live in Jamaica. I'm unmarried daughter of a U.S. citizen. My priority date is March 13th of 2013. How many more years do I have to wait? Ooh, we're so close.
Yeah. Olorun says, good evening, sir. I've been waiting for my EAD over 90 days now, having pending an I-485, and I've made 2 requests, and they tell me it will be attended to. Should I wait, or what can I do? Advice,
What has he
please.
filed for?
He has a pending I-485.
You gotta wait 12 to 24 months for an interview. By the way, Tamika's calling you out, Yo-Yo.
What?
What'd she say?
She's saying, looks like Yo-Yo's fighting to stay awake. That's not far from the truth. Very good, Tamika. Next.
Why do you have to put us on blast like that? No free passes. Ismael wants to know, he has not received his green card yet, even though he actually paid the fee, but it has yet to arrive. Could he travel out of the country with just his stamped passport?
Yes, he can.
Whew. Goodness.
Zone Powell on YouTube. Hey, Brad, how long does it take to get a work permit?
About 5 to 6 months.
Tammy said, can a retired person who's still getting a monthly salary be a joint sponsor?
Yes.
Paulette says, Brad, I applied for a removal of condition of my green card 12 months. Now, how long do I have to wait?
About another 18. They're taking over 2 years now.
Ricardo said, I submitted to adjustment. USCIS asked for additional evidence. I sent it to them. And recently online, I see that my case is ready to be scheduled for an interview, but I still haven't gotten my work permit. What's going on?
Means that you submitted all the right applications, but you may not get an interview for 24 months. That doesn't mean, just because it's ready for an interview, doesn't mean you're getting an interview tomorrow. It just means that your application's prepared and it's in a pile that will eventually be interviewed in a year or two. You should get your work permit in about 6 months.
All right, last question of the night. Murad on YouTube says...
Murad or Brad?
Murad.
Morad. Is that like...
Not to be mistaken for Brad.
Right. Or for moron, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because moron and Brad is like a combination of Morad is a combination of moron and Brad.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. That's somebody really going deep to insult you.
Exactly. Just making that clear.
Yeah.
Right. What are you, a moron?
So extra.
All right. So it's been 22 months since I applied for my N400 application and no update yet after the biometric. I'm in the NYC office. What's the next step for me?
Listen, you Morad. I'm okay. It was just. I felt the need.
It was there. You had to.
It was there. I'm sure he's a good guy. We like him. 22 months, and he has no interview. After 24 months, you come see me. Wait 2 more months.
2 more months. That's
right, you
not
got to
too
give
bad.
him 2 years.
Okay. That's he can.
Or come
do 2
now.
months.
It doesn't matter. 22 months. Come see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Come see me. We'll sue the government for you.
He'll be part of our new segment.
Yeah. We'll sue him. So anyways,
Amazing.
yesterday, Belgium camp.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. You remember I spoke to Jessa and Nicolas, who met on Tinder, got married in 10 days. Jessa wrote this fabulous article that was in the New York Times that got picked up by everybody about how her 10-day love affair ended up being a marriage and then having to file an adjustment application for her husband, all within 10 days of meeting each other on Tinder, and it's a marriage of love.
Yeah.
So they met on Tinder in 2018, and after a 10-day whirlwind romance, they married. Now, Nicolas is from Colombia, just as an American, and they're in the process, as I said, of applying for Nicolas's green card, which will, of course, include going on an adjustment interview. And at the adjustment interview, they may separate the two spouses and give them a Stokes interview. So in what we have done in the past, and which we've done with, they were nice enough, Jess and Nicolas, to play along with us are bratification,
Bradified
marriage.
Yep.
It's not a bratification. That's different, right?
That is different.
Right. Our bratified. It's a long day. I've been talking for 2 hours.
That's
Our bratified marriage, and I got to bratify their marriage.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Right.
It's like a morad. Right. It's a morad thing to say.
Your brain is just on overdrive today.
Right. So I feel like a morad right now. It's a bratified marriage. And they were on with us yesterday, and yesterday we spoke about how they met and filed, and today they come back to play Bradified Marriage with us. Let's see if they pass. It's an amazing story, you guys. You met each other for 2 weeks, and obviously there had to have been adjustments made, and here you are 6-7 months later. You basically held hands, jumped off the cliff, and right now, knock on wood, you guys are very happy and grounded, so and it's wonderful. One of the ways to make sure it works out is you got to pass your immigration interview. We have a game here that we play on our show sometimes called the Bradified Marriage. When you go on your adjustment interview, which will be in probably another 18, 20, 24 months, whatever it is, they're going to ask you questions that only a husband and wife living together would know the answers to. And they want to determine that you married for love. You didn't marry just to give this man a green card, or he didn't pay you to get a green card. 1, they ask you questions about your living arrangements. And 2, they want to know that you have an economic relationship together, meaning that you jointly commingle your income, and out of that income that you earn, that is commingled, you pay the debts of your marriage, whether it's taxes, credit cards, and that's how they determine whether or not this is a real legitimate marriage. It's the whole basis of this interview. That's what you're waiting on to get your green card. Now, many times you fumble through the interview or the officer thinks there's something fishy going on, they're going to separate you into 2 different rooms. I don't know, Nicholas, if you're familiar from Colombia, but I know Jessa should be familiar with a game back from the 1970s, a game show called the Newlywed Game, where they would literally put somebody in a soundproof booth and then ask newlyweds question and see if the spouse can get the answer. In USCIS, they call this the STOKES interview. They're going to separate you into 2 different rooms, and they're going to ask Jessa about, this is assuming you don't get through on the first time around, and I assume you will, and hopefully you won't get to this stage. But if you do, they're going to ask Jessa about 100 questions about your life and your lifestyle, and they're going to ask you about 100 questions. And then they got to match. And then sometimes they don't match, and then they bring you in and ask for an explanation. We like to call this the Bradified Marriage game. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask you about 4 or 5 questions that it's possible, because you never know what you're going to get at that interview. Now, we're not going to separate you into 2 different rooms, but I understand you have a pad and paper in front of you somewhere. And don't show your spouse what you're writing. And that's correct, right? We're going to then ask you to lift up the answer at the same time and see how well you, or not well, you guys are going to do. Now, I will say the last couple that we had on that did this, we know are in a legitimate marriage, and they only got 1 out of 5 questions right. So you ready to start?
Yes.
Okay. What was the last restaurant the 2 of you went out to, the name of it, and what did you eat for dinner? That is the question.
Okay.
All right. Nicholas, you ready?
Yes.
All right. So let's put up the paper. The name of the restaurant and what did you eat for dinner is?
It was some Italian place.
Italian place,
Yeah.
veal, and Nicholas has no idea what he ate. But you're close. Oh, he said pasta? I just thought blank. All right. I give that. I give that to you. All right, 1 for 1. I give that to you. How many locks are on the front door of your apartment door?
Okay.
You ready? The answer is 3, and you say 2. You guys are not living in the same apartment. What was the problem?
One doesn't work.
We have one that doesn't. You have one that doesn't work. That's exactly what would happen, why somebody would screw up. That's a question that is 99% of the time always asked. And I've seen people screw up also because there's sometimes a lock on the actual doorknob, and they don't count that sometimes as well. Before you go for your interview, and this is for everybody, not only you, but for everybody, you have to walk around your house and be aware of everything in that house. How many locks, colors of furniture, where the air conditioner comes from, where you turn on the heat. All of those questions on your daily, everyday life of living in the house, you're going to be asked specific questions about. Okay. 1 for 2. You ready? For question number 3. What time do each of you generally wake up for work in the morning? What time do you wake up, and what time does Nicolas wake up? So you're going to ask both times. All right, you ready? All right, what do we got? What time do you wake up? All right, 6:30 is him, 7 o'clock is me, and he has the same thing. Congratulations, right? He had the same thing. Congratulations. All right, so that's 2 out of 3. Okay. I would say that I'm going to give you 2 more questions. And if you pass these 2 questions, you got 4 out of 5 right. And the one you got wrong was kind of iffy. I would bratify the marriage and say you'll do fine. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, next question. What is the name of the toothpaste that you use in your bathroom currently? What is the name of the toothpaste that you use in your bathroom currently? And the answer is Colgate, him Colgate, me Tom's. Okay, all right, you got it. That's good, but at least you got Colgate. All right. What, you didn't know Tom's, Nicolas? No. All right, last question, but we'll give that one to you as well. We'll give that one to you as well. The last question. Tell me the names of your in-laws. What are the names of your in-laws? The first name of Nicolas's mom and dad, Jessa, you have to say that. And Nicolas, all right, and obviously, Nicolas, you also have to say the names of what your parents are so we can compare.
Okay.
Are you ready? The 4 names of the in-laws are, let's see, Kathy, Jim, Jamie, Emma, Jack, Kathy. All right, so you missed one somewhere. You got 3 out of 4. You didn't know one of them?
I didn't know. I don't remember his father's.
His father's name. You guys knew enough. You would have passed. Thank you for playing. So I give you a pass, but there are little things like that screw you up, and it really depends on the immigration office. When I was a young lawyer, I went on a Stokes interview, and it must have been my first or second interview, and they asked the couple, what did you do for dinner last night? And the guy said he went to McDonald's, and the other woman said, we had hamburgers. And the officer said, no, you got that question wrong. I'm like, what, are you out of your mind? But they ate hamburgers at McDonald's, and I went crazy. Okay? So sometimes you get officers who are literally want to see the same exact words because they got blinders on. So you really have to really think about it ahead of time before you go to your interview. You got plenty of time, but you did really well. I really appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you. And we look forward to hearing more about your relationship. It's really amazing. You guys met on Tinder in 2 weeks. You got engaged. A month later, you were already married and filing papers for your green card. Your entire lives have changed. It sounds like they've changed for the better. So congratulations to you both. Jessa, you wrote a wonderful article about your experience to date in the New York Times, and I read it, and I thought it was really wonderful. So congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming. All right, cute couple, Jenna and Nicolas.
They are.
We like them a lot. They passed the Bradified Marriage.
Dope.
Yeah, that was pretty
Did Tamika and Kevin pass? I don't remember.
I don't feel.
Because they were like, that was
one.
Tamika and Kevin were our first.
Yeah.
Basically, it was the first time we ever used Skype
Yeah.
on our show.
Yes.
on a I guess they call it live to tape.
Right.
Right. It was the first time ever.
Yeah.
We had like all this new equipment. We
Right.
didn't know what to do with it.
No, we did not.
Right. I think they did okay.
I feel like
I remember one of the questions from Kevin and Tamika was, "What did you
iconic.
wear? What did you wear on your wedding
day?"
And
she said white
she
dress.
said a white dress.
Right.
And Kevin said something really sexy and black.
He said red
Something
and black
like that. Or red and black lingerie, something like that. Right, something like that. So in any event, you got to be prepared. The point is, Yo-Yo, are you listening? You paying attention?
I am.
Okay. The point is, you got to be prepared.
Yes.
Be prepared.
Okay, be prepared. And with that,
Prepared.
and with
Thank
that,
you.
and with that, Don Cornelius.
Yes.
With that, we have comments of the day.
Okay, our very first one is from rock star Lady Leah, who said, "My evenings are amazing again, all because the Brad Show is back."
All right.
Lovely. Princess Black says, I need one to relax watching this lovely show because here is where all the fun and question answering begins.
Yeah.
All right. I like that one
That's
too.
beautiful. I'm a fan.
I like that one too.
Dennis Ramona had a comment on you today, Brad.
What?
He said, "Brad, you're dishing out some tough love today."
It was some
I
tough
love
love.
It. I love it.
It was some tough love today.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
A lot of people were calling you Daddy Brad, but
Yeah. It was tough love today.
It was
Zaddy Brad?
Zaddy Brad. You guys forget. Audrey said, "That's why I love you. You speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, even when it hurts. Damn, I can't love you anymore. Don't ever change."
As my buddy Jack Nicholson said, "You can't handle the truth." No, he's not my buddy. But you remember?
Yes.
You can't handle the truth.
What movie does he say that in?
That was in A Few Good Men.
That is
right. You can't handle the truth.
In the courtroom?
I should have said that to some of the callers today. You can't handle the truth.
No.
Should that become
I can't
no?
handle that.
No.
Can't be mean to them.
That would have been me, right?
Yeah.
He says that in the courtroom. Great scene, though.
You had a couple
Iconic
callers that
scene.
were like, "But no." You should have been like, "But yes, you can't handle the truth." That would have been good.
Yeah.
And then finally, Tamika really brought the Brad squad together today. She said, "This group is diverse. We welcome everyone from all over the world, and we love that everyone gets the help they need."
That is true.
That's beautiful.
That is true.
Good job.
That is true.
Yes.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
boys and girls, children of all ages, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?